Good evening. I'm Gloria, and this is Open Minds live podcast non-duality. This is episode 6 of the non-duality conversations. And this evening, I have a very wonderful, wonderful guest,
No.
Andreas, originally from Germany, and he has a title too, The Timeless Wonder. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Gloria. Thanks a lot for the invitation. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
you're welcome. So, what country are you in at the moment?
I'm in Germany.
You are in Germany at the
Yeah,
moment.
I'm from Germany and I'm living in Germany.
Okay, we're just going to kick this off. It's an organic conversation. I don't have any questions. I don't know what I'm going to ask, and I have no idea what you're going to say. To the audience, whether you're going to watch live or on a replay, you're going to hear a lot of paradoxal conversations. I say it for all of the series, and it may sound like we're talking a load of absolute rubbish. But bear with us. Just bear. Don't give it to your mind.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the conversation. Two crazy people having a conversation, trying to find words, verbiage, terminologies to express something that you can't express. But we're going to give it a go.
Yeah.
We're going to
Nice.
give it a go. We're going to give it a go. So, Andreas, I've got to ask you, where did this all begin with you? How did this all come about with you?
Well, it depends. It depends on how you want to where I should start.
Anyway,
Um, I was born in no. How did this happen? Well, I don't really remember. I think it was one could start as a teenager. When I was a teenager, I started to become interested in happiness. Let's
yeah.
put it like this in simple terms. In what is happiness, what makes happy, and so I was a seeker basically since I was 15. And so I was a spiritual seeker until from 15 to 30. Let's put it like this.
Can I just jump in there? When you say you were seeking happiness, I mean, I was seeking happiness from absolute extreme suffering. Were you coming from suffering, or what was the fire in you that was I'm seeking happiness?
Well, yeah, I don't know. The thing is, when I was 14, 15, I didn't experience myself as suffering.
Yeah,
Um, but then I was, out of nowhere, I was taking some substances,
yeah,
and I was shocked. I was surprised on how it's possible how good I can feel.
I,
I was surprised and puzzled. I didn't expect that, and I don't know what this says about my life before because I
yeah,
thought I'm just normal and
yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of okay. But this felt so good, and this was so different from my day to day life that I
yeah.
was totally fascinated by that.
So you would I be right in saying you realize, well, I can experience this reality differently? There must be another way.
Yeah, on the one hand, that I can experience it differently,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
was also surprised on how good it is possible to, how
yes,
good I felt. Not
yeah,
only that it was different, but
yeah,
also how good it felt. And it was, as I said, it was a surprise, but
yeah.
also a shock.
Okay, so then you sort of on your little spiritual journey. What comes next with you? How did you?
So for a while, I thought I had found. So I took the substances
Yeah,
still in kind of an innocent way.
yeah,
It wasn't like a deeply criminal or
yeah.
out on the street or something.
Yeah,
It
I know
was
what you're saying. Yeah,
still very innocent. It was a lot, but kind of in an innocent
yeah,
surrounding.
yeah,
And at some point, this just didn't work anymore, which
mm,
was the second shock because I honestly thought I had found a
yeah,
nice way to live. So after that, I stumbled into spirituality.
yeah, yeah,
But actually, already before, I was kind of as I said, I was fascinated by the possibility to feel that happy. So
Yeah,
there was an interest in that.
I'm
Yeah.
with you. I mean, I never took any substances, but I remember I was always looking for truth, even in the suffering. I was
Mm.
looking for the truth. Everything was a lie. It's the only way I could say it. And then I tried when I drank vodka. I would get to that state of like not no mind, but and I would feel peace and happiness. Like after one drink, it kicks in, and you start to laugh, and you relax, and you
Oh, yeah.
chill. You don't have any problems, and I sort of got it. Well, this is nice, but
Yeah.
I couldn't become an alcoholic because the after effects was shit. Ugh, I'm not drinking ever again. Then you try it again. But then I found, when I went out with my friends again, I would have a couple more drinks and I'd get to that. There was like, it's like your consciousness. I'll asking your professional opinion here, darling. Your conscious goes down, the mind, thought stops, and you feel good. If you go any further, you fall asleep. But at this point,
Yeah.
and it's like you're happy and life's beautiful. You don't think about your problems, your bills. You don't care if you had a pain in your hip earlier on, it wasn't there. And then I had this longing. The only way I could say it was home, home. That's all
Mm.
I used to get. Um, and but I just couldn't do the consistent. Well, I stopped drinking a few years ago. I had the odd
Mm.
drink now and again, and I thought, no, there is something more with all the other, but this is not the way to get it. Did you get that? So the substances you knew, but it wasn't the way. Is that right?
Exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
it's exact the same story here. Though I had to do it until it didn't work anymore.
Yes.
So
Yeah. It
I,
doesn't
I
work anymore.
I didn't stop the substances out of reason or
No.
something.
No. Yeah.
It didn't work anymore. But
Mm,
yes, that was basically what I was seeking in spirituality. I
yeah.
wanted to have the same nice and pleasant experiences, but in a more real way, in a
Yeah.
sober way and in a more real way.
So
That's what I was seeking basically.
so
Mhm.
after that, what sort of we all went through the spiritual practices. What comes next for you? What was it a quick I mean, people talk about the dark night of the soul. I had decades of the dark night of the fucking soul. Decades. It wasn't one night. It was longer. It was a more slow, progressive, with Satori's glimpses. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, yeah, I had glimpses after this, after in the spiritual phase, I had glimpses,
Yeah,
and I wouldn't necessarily call it a dark night,
yeah,
but there were a lot of ups and downs, and there
yes,
were really a lot of highs and also a lot of lows,
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
downs, and the downs probably one could regard as a dark night of a
yeah.
soul.
I
And
mean,
I mean, I felt very unrooted,
yes,
very
disconnected,
irritated,
disconnected.
disconnected.
Yeah,
Yes, one could
yeah,
say so.
yeah.
Yes.
And
So
I find when I obviously I can pull back the memories in my journey is I find whenever you get through one bit and then it's perceived suffering or whatever, and you feel the disconnect is like getting greater to reality, to everything. It's just, and then you think, well, I did. Oh, I'm there, and then boom, something else comes in.
that's basically the highs and the
Yeah,
lows, the ups
yeah.
and the downs. I have it. I have it. This
Yes,
is so great. This feels gorgeous. And then 3 hours later,
I've
I'll never
lost
get
it.
it.
Where's
I've
the
lost
God?
it. I will
I've
never
lost
be happy and all that.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
can't do this. I can't. And then I do remember over the years, I always kept remembering what a beautiful soul being Papa G said. He just said, "Stop, stop the search, stop." And I kept going near to where I am. I kept going. I'm going to stop now. So I'm not doing this no more. I've had enough. That's it. And then I would do a bit of spiritual practice, and no, I'm not doing it. It was like, it was peekaboo, peekaboo.
Mm.
And can I ask you something? Because I'm
Yep.
curious, just or anyone who will watch the show may be curious too. About, I don't know how long ago, it was years ago, intermittently, I started, and I still do it, this joy and this laughter. And I kept sitting there, just my being was giggling. It was funny. And I was going, there's a joke. What's the joke? And I always knew there was a joke, not in a negative connotation, but something's funny. And then later on, I got the joke. Did you have that at all? The jokey bit, something, the humor?
No,
No.
no, not really.
Oh,
No, no. At least not out of myself. It wasn't.
yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say
I
so.
love hearing different experiences, because
Mm.
obviously it'd be really boring if it was all the same process. That's the whole, and
Yeah.
everyone is different, and so everyone brackets. So it's really good to show the diversity, as there is of human beings, the diversity of what happens.
Mm.
That's all I can say. So I'm gonna jump slightly ahead now. The thing that didn't happen.
Yeah.
When did it happen?
Well, I put it like this. I died in
Right.
2011.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's when it happened.
Yeah, I had a fading out. Well, I
Yeah,
left spirituality in kind of 2009, and
yeah,
then I met this message, and
yeah,
apparently I had a fading out for
yeah.
2 years. And
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had 3 physical death scenarios. That's the joke. Do it once. Some people get it on the one. You get one part, and then it'll come again, and then it comes again.
Mm,
And that's the funny part of it. Mine was physical. So you start the fade. I like your terminology, fading out, because when I think about it, I'm going to plagiarize you, which I can't because it's mine anyway. But I'm going to use your terminology, fading out, because that describes it perfectly, how you
mm,
fade out. And then I was going around when I wasn't quite sure, intermittently. It was really, I hadn't lost it. It was always in the background, but I was still playing the role. But at that point, it was like, I'm dead. And I was asking you, are you sure I haven't died?
mm.
I kept feeling I was dead all the time, as that sort of coming
Oh,
home.
I mean, that's a surprise. In the end, this "I died" stuff, or the me
Yeah,
falls away. It
yeah,
That's a story, of course. That's the
yeah.
funny thing. It somehow turns out that there never really was anyone.
Anyone to die?
Exactly,
Yeah,
and that's kind of the feeling that you described. There is a sense of there isn't anything new happening, or there wasn't anyone anyway all the time.
yeah,
And this can happen even when there still is someone, or still
yeah,
is the illusion. There can
yeah.
be a feeling of what, that there isn't anyone. What? Yeah, exactly. Mm,
It's just that you're like. The only way I describe it is when you're in the dream,
mm,
in the role, reality's in the front, and then awareness, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, God, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's back, and then it comes forward, back and forward. But
ex-
then it's stationary, but you're still like in the story. I've died. And the next part I'm coming to, that doesn't happen, the pop, whatever you want to call it. How can you describe how we're talking about the pop? There's many terminologies of
mm.
apparent self-realization, apparent enlightenment. That's part of the story, but we still got to use the words. How did that happen for you?
Well, the thing is that It's exactly as I said. I had this slow fading out for 2 years, and there wasn't an event even at the end. There
No,
was literally nothing
boring, isn't it?
happening
Boring.
anymore.
Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah, even boring as a story,
Yes.
exactly.
I mean, I go around and tell everyone, "No, look, there's nothing going to happen. There's no fireworks." And all of my spiritual journey, waiting for this firework display, angels,
Oh,
everything, and it was the most simplest, boring. Nothing happened because nothing happens because there's nothing to happen. I know
exactly.
it's like bursting the bubble, isn't it? Party poopers.
Yeah,
However,
well, it's both in a way, but this is undescribable. I can't really describe it. So on the one hand, there was really there was no event. There wasn't anything happening, even in my story. On the other hand, there was a joy happening. There was
oh,
not
joy.
for anyone, and it wasn't really bursting, but there was a subtle joy about suddenly, for no one, everything being whole and complete.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was that there was a surprise about that, and there was a joy about that.
mm.
And on the other hand, nothing was happening really, and there wasn't anything that I could put my finger on and
No,
say this is different.
no. Um, did you, as you went through your fading out? I mean, my background is quite the. Here we go. Juxtaposition, guys. I'm talking now from Gloria. My background was obviously criminology, safeguarding, analytical, left brain, but I'm an artist, as you can see. So I tended to balance the two. But as I said, I'm still unfolding. I'm not awake, aware. I'm not jack shit. I'm just here now, doing this now. That's expressing, flowing, whatever now. I found there came a point, everything I thought I knew was gone.
Hmm.
Every concept, any, like you had a passion for something, apart from my art, the art's never left. I even went and shredded all my university certificates. I don't know why, all of that. And I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not criminologist, I'm not this, I'm not that, the netting. Did you go through? And I went, well, what do I know? And I went, I don't know nothing, but that's okay. What's going to happen? I don't know, but that's okay. Do you get where I'm going with my little bit? Did you experience?
Yeah, yeah, but this was still when I was someone, so to speak.
I'm with you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
understood
Same
that.
as me. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, of course. It was clear that I can't really count on concepts or what I thought and stuff, of course. But as I said, this still kind of happened for me. I was still, there was still apparently someone there. But of
yeah.
course, it became obvious again and again that I could throw this away, all my knowledge and concepts and
And
stuff.
it's
And
like,
there was a lot of I don't know going on.
oh, the I don't know. I don't know. And someone said, da da da. I said, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, as I said, I'm still me. This being is unfolding. So this is a question I get asked a lot. And how can I put this? Right. So you come to with self-realization or whatever you want to call it in the game, what is true and what's not true. Now, I always bring this sort of question up in some way because of people equating what we are trying to talk about with solipsism and nihilism. Okay, it
Mm.
is not nihilism at all. And how I come across with this is, okay, the idea I had about myself was false, not true. However, awareness, consciousness, hold on, I'm going to bear.
No,
Oh, that is true, is the only truth, is, let's say, the I am, that
mm,
everything, I one. But the one that is true is manifesting in shape and form, so you don't deny the reality you're in. Do you get where I'm trying to take this conversation? It's very hard. So nothing. Go on, you go.
Well, I would say that even this one truth
Yeah,
isn't true. So I would say it's
yeah,
actually this awareness and this consciousness which
right.
isn't real.
Yeah, right. We can go that far, but now you've got to expand on that. And I've got to ask from a juxtaposition, because I'm the interviewer. It's my
Yeah,
role.
yeah.
What's going on, Andreas?
I have no idea at
I
all.
love it, because I have no freaking idea either what's going on.
Yes,
It's just happening.
absolutely. But in the end, I can be a bit more precise here,
Go,
even
go.
because now it's not that I don't know,
Yeah,
because this is still something that the person can experience.
yes,
I am here, but
yeah,
I don't know.
yes.
But when I say I don't know, I mean there is already no one there who could know
No,
or not know. Exactly, there isn't anyone. That's
I
what
get
I mean. Yeah.
I do get that. I'm just hoping I could plagiarize you again with a better expression of it. 'Cause I don't know. And it's like,
There is no experiencer of anything.
no, there isn't. However, in whatever's happening is happening, nature or whatever,
Mm.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly, or whatever. One
Yeah,
doesn't even really know.
no, but there are human beings out there doing satsangs, retreats, writing books, and self-realized brackets, teaching. So it's got its own, whatever it is, it's still continuing the script. It's
Absolutely.
it's the script is, God, this is hard. The script is still continuing and growing. So it's not over when the fat lady sings. It's continuous. And well done, because you can explain it better than, So at one point, let's go back, juxtaposition, identity. At one point, experiencing life from the idea you have about yourself, the thoughts, beliefs,
Mm.
and then you get to whatever this is, yeah,
Yep.
and then you experience human life maybe consciously for the first time.
I
Like
know what you mean. Yeah.
the movie, the consciousness, the script is still going on, and we wouldn't be talking if it was.
Oh, oh, no, 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 no.
Go! I
Oh,
got
no,
yes.
no, no, no.
Okay,
So,
go.
I would put it like this. So, on the one hand,
Yeah,
one could call this self-realization.
yeah,
The I
yeah,
recognizes or realizes that
yeah,
itself is pure awareness.
yes,
That's basically, I'm not my story, but
yeah,
I am this consciousness, this presence, this awareness. This
yeah.
is what I really am. This is what some people would call self-realization.
Okay,
And they would say this is the final truth. This is all there is. This is the final truth. My story, the world and stuff isn't real. There are some people who would say this.
yeah. I hear them. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, we all hear them.
yeah. We
Well,
yeah.
whatever. So the
I mean, that
surprise
is
is,
nihilism. To me, that is like nihilism. There is it deep to me. Anyone, well, I don't know. No, I'm not judging, but I'm saying within whatever's happening, there is this, I have to use words. There is this, and I'm still unfolding.
hmm,
I'm not saying anything about me. I'm just me. There's this joy. There is this love that isn't love, but makes your eyes water. There is this, whatever that is. So
hmm,
as the script goes on, it's still going on, but I'm trying to say it goes on still in this,
Yeah.
i.e. Gloria, but nothing like awareness is experiencing being Gloria now from a different perception, something like that. Does that?
Mm. I'm not,
Oh,
well, often it's about words, so I just don't know.
yeah,
I would say how I would say what's going on here,
yeah,
apparently, is that uh, this consciousness, this awareness, this experience just dropped or turned out to be illusory. There isn't any one. But of
right,
course, apparently life seems to go on, and this
yes,
body seems to live on
yeah,
and
yeah,
talk and
yeah,
listens and apparently understands some
yeah.
ideas. Or yes, but there's no experience of this going on. There is no self that's aware of that, really.
Okay, I'm with you. No, I'm with you on that. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to have some concessions here. I'm aware that I experienced the spiritual path.
Mm.
So, and I see, like yourself, you do retreats, others do retreats and things.
Yeah.
So there are others experiencing the path. So I have to make some concessions, because if the other teachers like Eckhart Tolle or Rupert Spira didn't make concessions, yeah, then I wouldn't. I don't think I would have got in. I mean, on mine, and I've heard it from others as well. So I'm trying to make concessions here for anyone, pointers,
Mm.
because you do retreats where people come, you talk, and you're obviously you are doing that because others are coming in the same way as you came in, and like, ah, does
Mm.
this make sense? What I'm trying to bring
Yeah,
out.
I think it's not logical. I think the thing with a concession doesn't work.
Okay,
But
go on then.
I think that there is no concession. I think with this message,
Yeah.
there aren't concessions, and you can't make concessions. But
Okay.
I don't want to make the others wrong or anything.
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
about
no.
right or wrong
Just
or
we're
something.
just
But,
talking. There's no
but
right. There's no right or wrong. We're
yeah,
just trying to find a way to communicate
but
silence.
yeah,
Silence.
but from this, what seems to be
Yeah.
going on here, it's really impossible to make concessions.
Right.
But of course, I also don't have the idea that I want to attract people or have more people or
No,
show this to people. My
it's
impression is that the people who resonate with this,
yeah.
whatever their story is, maybe they were like I have been for many
Yeah.
years in spirituality, and maybe they did do all those things.
Mm.
But I think the people who come to this message, there is, for no real reason, just a resonance or an openness. And
And
one more sentence, and this can happen from all backgrounds. It's not the spiritual path. For
no,
some, it is.
yeah,
They have that background, but
yeah.
I don't regard it as a preparation, really, or something.
No, no. I mean, I only know what I know now, and I'm aware that some people come from spiritual background. I come from suffering back. I'm a sufferer. All I did when Eckhart Tolle, I remember Eckhart Tolle wrote The Power of Now in the olden days, because I'm mature here. I had it on CD as well. And all I remember is direct inquiry, non-duality, just go in. And that nothing else resonated but that.
Mm.
And I could do that. I could never meditate. I tried, I was bored. I could never do the meditation. I just couldn't keep still. But now I see it like, why I'm trying to say the script goes on is, you're right. People resonate with this message. It just happens. It's like they attract. Your Gloria before attracted mediums, because a label is psychic mediums, ET experiences, and that was it. But now it's labeled non-dualists. Does that make sense to you? It just comes. There's
Oh
no
yeah, but it's just others labeling you. I
yeah.
mean,
I know. I'm with you. I'm with you. This is a very fun conversation. So I've got to come back and ask you. Oh, how do I do this one? Whilst we're here, whilst you can rip me apart, it's not going to bother me. All right, I've got to talk from the juxtaposition.
yeah.
Gloria, I'm sorry, because I got to, because those that resonate will watch this or listen to this. I've got to try and. So I've got to say to you. So when some person comes to you, or when you do your retreats,
Mm.
or book or something, and just say I'm come to you, and I say, Andreas, I've heard about this self-realization, this awakening, that, and all the other labels. I'm God, I'm Christ consciousness, I'm awareness.
Mm.
And I've had enough of suffering, Andreas. I can't take any more of the psychological mind thoughts.
Mm.
Could you help me?
Mm.
From your wherever, how would you respond to a person coming to you like that?
Well, the thing is, I can't really respond to persons, but the answer would be, hello, there is no one. It's the
Yes,
one who suffers who is illusory.
you
And
just
the
say,
funny thing is that it's the same consciousness. The consciousness which thinks it's self-realized, the consciousness which thinks it is Christ consciousness, is
yes,
the same consciousness that suffers from its
yes,
thoughts. It's the same
yes,
consciousness that
yes,
wants to escape its
yes,
story, and it's the same consciousness that's
yes,
asking for help.
yes,
And all I can point to is, I can't help you, but you are illusory. This consciousness
yes.
already is dreamt.
I
So,
mean, I've heard you say this before, so that's why I had to ask the question. And it's like,
sorry, after one sentence, the thing is,
go on.
you can't help an illusion.
No,
It's not a dogma. It's not, I don't think, it's not a concept that I'm carrying around that I can't help or that you can't help. The thing is, this I which wants help isn't real. You can't help an illusion. It's impossible.
I get that, but there are illusions when I said I'm still unfolding here.
Yeah.
When I was locked down in the illusion, I don't have suffering. There's no
Mm,
suffering. There's no mind, but there's still pain and bits and bobs. So I'm just, to me, I'm just happening. But I still have to say, because this is what, it was crucial for me at the time. If I had not picked up Eckhart Tolle, I would have committed suicide. I know it because no, hold on a minute. This is for those listening. I know it's an illusion. And all I got was about stop the search.
mm,
It's here. Home is here.
mm, mm,
That's what I got from Eckhart. And then I got it from The Alchemist, the book, the story, the journey home. So I always knew by these couple of pointers from Eckhart Tolle and The Alchemist book, it's here. What I'm is here. That's where. So if that was my way, me part of consciousness experiencing this way, and I was in. Now I see all the teachers out there, the retreats out there. I don't do retreats. I was like that. I'm not into that. It's not nothing to do with
mm,
me. I do my podcasts, and that's my little contribution to my world. There are some people like need to hear your message that way. I've heard Rupert Spira do it. I've heard someone speak to Rupert Spira about something, and he went, "You don't even exist." Boom, and the man.
mm,
But then I've heard him on other ones do the concessions, so he goes either way.
mm,
However, the way that you with your message, I know it works. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen
mm.
Rupert Spira do it to people as well. I've seen it happen. So I think, would you agree there's multiple? He's going to say no. I love it. I love it. Say no.
No, 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 no. I'm sorry. No. I mean, the thing is, that death, the
Mm,
death of I am,
mm,
can happen any time. So
yeah.
it never really happens because of anything. So it also doesn't happen because of me speaking the way I speak.
No.
But and yes. So, but honestly, I have to say no.
Okay. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely
Yeah.
no. It's absolutely fine. Okay. Here comes another one that's coming in. So, Andreas, who are you?
Well, there's no answer. There isn't even anything here feeling addressed by this.
Okay.
There isn't anything here.
Okay. No, I love it. I love it. So, do you ever, when you talk to people, when you do your retreats and things like that, and or books, and do you ever give analogies or metaphors, pointers?
Sometimes, but actually hardly, hardly. The thing is, for what we talk about, there are no pictures.
No.
And my impression is that most analogies, they are used to show something to anyone.
Mm,
It's the thing is, it's the same I said before. This eye,
mm,
it doesn't have any substance, so you can't teach the eye, you can't convince the eye, you can't really, you can't even really make something obvious to the eye.
mhm,
That's what all the analogies try to do. They try to give a picture. They try to implant a new idea, actually. And I know sometimes concepts can become a bit more clear, and I don't think there's something wrong with that. But
mm,
actually, it's almost as if you're talking to the person, saying, like, reality is like this,
mhm,
or in this picture and stuff.
mhm.
So it hardly happens here.
No,
Sometimes
no,
it
that
does.
I mean, I love it. I don't disagree with anything you say, and
Mm.
I'm expressing this in my way, but I have no issue in anyone expressing anything anyway.
Yeah, of course. Oh, totally. Oh, same here. That's the thing. What I
Yeah,
say. I don't think that anything is wrong. I
nothing
don't.
is
I
wrong.
don't think that
No,
teachings are wrong,
no.
but I think they are what they are,
Yeah,
so to
well, there you
speak.
are. I mean, exactly. I mean, I've had conversation where, you know, people who ask me questions about suffering and murder and whatever and torture. I mean, the experience of the identity was brought into torture. That's where
Mm.
I was in it. So, and I believed it. So I don't talk out of my era. I'm aware of that, and when I say, well, at the deeper level, it's not happening. And they say, how can you da 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 da? And I
Mm.
said, well, I this has experienced physical torture.
Mm.
So I can, I was, this is the story. One story, it was real and happening. Yeah. It wasn't none of it was, and had all the post-traumatic stress disorder, the trauma.
Mm.
Now I can go, it's like I've watched a movie of somebody playing a role. So, but they ask questions, and this, I do use analogies and metaphors. Um, I do, and I find a way in it, and I find in my bit, whatever, it tends to work. It just, and then when they open the door, I say bye. Now off we go. Go once it's in. They off go. Don't believe my words. Don't believe a word I say. Don't hang on my words. Don't attach to me. Don't.
Mm.
I just, and this is why I'm coming with the next question. When you speak to people and the
Mm.
fading starts, I'll use your words, then you'll
Mm.
be sweet to me. You see, you have a realization they got it. Are you aware when someone else gets it when you talk to them?
Not really. No, no, no. I can see the resonance and stuff, but the thing
Yeah,
is, the melting away, the death of the separate consciousness.
yeah.
You can't really see it in a way.
No, I don't mean physically see, but you have an awareness of it. You have
There can be an impression. Let's
an
put it like
impression.
this.
I love your
Let's put it like
terminology.
this. Yeah,
You
there
speak better English than me,
can,
Andreas.
well, there can be an impression of what seems to be going on for the other one.
I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's much more instantaneous. I never really see if the me has died or not. They have to tell me. Usually, people tell me at some point,
Oh wow. Oh
but it's that's not obvious because you see people having insights or crumbling inside. You can
oh
see
yeah,
that,
glimpses.
but you never really know about next moment, so to
No,
speak.
you,
Well, I don't.
well, I
And
mean, going on this, I had so many glimpses and thought, that's it. Ta-da!
hmm,
That's it. And then the false identity takes on, oh,
hmm,
I'm enlightened.
yeah,
you know,
yeah, I mean, I don't believe that. If anyone
no,
can say that,
yeah,
this is
no, 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 no. I always say if someone tells you they're enlightened, run,
yeah,
run,
exactly.
just
So
run.
that
It's
that's a different energy. No, but sometimes people report from their collapse just
yeah,
neutrally, not with an energy of I got
no,
it or now
no,
I am someone. It's a very neutral and innocent report. It's
mm,
almost an admitting.
yeah. No, I'm
So
with you. I'm with you. Because what I'm trying to more likely failing to do is for those that will listen into this is that the spiritual path of enlightenment, self-realization, that is the I would say the last of the illusions. The last. Would you agree with me? We agree on something. Great stuff. You go through all the about bloody time, Andreas. Do you know what I mean? It's struggling here. No,
but
go on, go on, go on, go on.
yes, I know what you mean,
Yeah,
and I kind of see it like you.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It is the lot, and that's the one. And the spiritual path is so embedded in the illusionary identity. It's a strong one.
It's purely personal, of course.
It is
Purely.
purely personal. All the other ideas, concept, beliefs, religions, thoughts, they drop. They drop, 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 drop. Once you start, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not this, I'm not that. That's the easy thing that happens. When you hit spirituality, it becomes up close, personal, because you can, when you grow up and you say the social determinants, oh, I'm a Muslim because my family are Muslim, or a Christian or a Catholic. I'm this, I speak that language because it's my culture. I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my religion, I'm not so simple. That is simple.
Mm,
But when you get spiritual, it up close, personal, and it is the closest thing. I call it the intimate, whatever this is. My terminology is called it's the intimate. I can't get a word for it than that, intimate. But that is stuck on it. And that's the one where you need to, all your spiritual beliefs, all your spiritual practices, all your chakras, all your whatever Trevors and your moon this and been there, done it and did it. Hello, I've got an Oscar for this role. That for me is a letting that one go is the last of the drop in or the, and then freedom is the only word I can find, or
mm, mm,
relief, relief.
mm.
I'm
Yes.
not, I'm not, it's just relief,
Mm,
relief. That's the only way I can put it. Does that? How do you feel about that sort of?
Yeah, well, one could see it like that. Of
Yeah.
course, I would see it a bit different,
Of
but
course you would.
I just would see it's impossible to let that go, really. But in the end, it's exactly that what you would call the most intimate, or that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
how feels the most intimate for the
Yes.
person, because
Yeah.
it is the person itself,
Yes.
this spirit, so to speak,
Yes. It's so, and
this
it's connected to what is,
well, it's
because
pure existence.
yeah, the existence
And of
is.
course, it's impossible to let this go,
Yeah.
or it can't let go of itself. But apparently, this is what
Yes.
liberation is: the death
Yeah.
of that, the
Yeah.
death of what seems to be the most intimate for the person, one's
Yeah.
own presence. Oh,
Yeah.
totally, of course. And
You know, I
then,
like it. Have you noticed we're now starting to agree on a few things, sort of? But it doesn't matter if we disagree. This,
oh,
to me, this is joy.
mm,
This is. I'd rather do this conversation with someone as
mm,
funny and humorous and as I don't really give a fuck. It just doesn't
mm,
happen as you.
mm,
And then all the other learning I ever thought I learned. That's another thing. All the learning goes, everything goes, but I'm still going to bring it back.
mm,
I'm physically, this is physically still here.
mm.
Okay? I get this question. Um, Andreas, if I come and stabbed you, didn't kill you, you would be in physical pain or whatever. What's still going on then, Andreas?
Well, in the end, there's just what's going on, and this includes, so to speak,
Yeah.
one's own body, and there will be an apparent reaction to that, and it'll just be happening by itself completely. So,
I knew I'd love this conversation. It's just so authentic and okay, that's fine. Right. Now moving along, because I can't find any other words to come out on that one. Have you written some books?
well, I've written books, but most of them are actually just transcripts from my talks. So
Okay.
there is hardly, there are a few chapters and stuff, but it's not that I really wrote a whole
I
book.
know what you're saying. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because I
yeah,
don't really have to say anything. That's the funny thing. So it's really impossible or very hard to sit down and write something.
yeah, yeah. So, no, that's okay. But so the transcripts that you've published in the book is like I'm here to interview you.
Mm.
So it's a transcript. I'm asking a question, you're responding. I ask. So, and I mean, obviously, there are so many, I've seen you on a few podcasts. There's so many podcasts out there with this happening, this conversation happening now,
Mm.
globally now. Now
Mm.
I'm trying to get somewhere now. And gone are all the depressive channels. We're not going to name anyone, and all conspiracy theories all gone.
Ah, well.
Uh, they were fun at the time. It seems to be part of the script that everyone will go through conspiracy theory or some description and blame this and blame
Yeah.
it is what it is. But now I've noticed, unless I don't know, unless something else has happened, but every time if I click on a YouTube or anything, I don't watch TV. Um, I just see non-dualist interviews to the people like you and others, and it's just everywhere now. Now that is the script. What?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Something's happening, Andreas.
what.
You can't. Temper tantrum. Watch this. No, something's. I can't. I don't know what it is. I don't really mind what it is, but I'm aware.
Mm.
Like you're aware when when it fades. There's an awareness. Something's like a foot or shifting or Gonna
We'll
happen.
see. We'll see. I know what you mean, I guess.
You
But
you you you
this
just
awareness is apparent, by the way. It's not a
yeah
real awareness.
yeah
Um,
I
I
know,
think we just don't know.
and
Oh,
it's okay.
yeah, I know. I just think we don't know where this is going. There is a possibility that this message, or what this message points to, or the possibility that there is no I and
Yeah
that everything is whole and complete,
yeah
somehow infiltrates more and more.
yeah
Um, those ideas, at least, maybe they become a bit more mainstream, kind of that direction.
yeah.
But to be honest, I don't know. I'm not
And
sure
I mean,
about
I
it
don't know, but I'm not.
because because
I
I would also make a difference kind of with
yeah
this message,
yeah
and a lot of people who jump on it and just
yeah
share the concepts and like to
oh,
talk
yeah
about it,
yeah. No,
and
I hear
we'll
you.
see how sustainable that will be.
Yeah,
It might
no,
be a
I'm with you. But it does seem apparently, aha. And but that's okay. And even if it's not, it's still okay. It
oh,
doesn't
of course, yeah.
matter.
Any way it goes is okay.
Yeah. I mean,
But
that's the for me, that's the joy. It doesn't matter even if it matters. And it doesn't matter if it's wrong because
mm, mm.
it's no wrong.
Yeah.
There's no
But I see that those ideas
yeah.
seem to become much more acceptable somehow.
Absolutely. And it's not just us sort of agreeing. I'm hearing it from others too.
Yeah.
And you and if you are whatever it is, experiencing whatever it is, that's the truth of whatever it is, and it's going to do whatever does, whatever apparently, and you can't deny that. And it's all about. I know when I'm experiencing. I experience, and all that I experience, as long as it's not in the identity or give it to the mind. Um, I'm trying to. This is for the audience. It's the truth of this. It's the
Mm.
truth, and I can't deny this. There is nothing to deny, but I can't deny, if that makes sense. The paradox of it, juxtaposition coming out, and it's something's happened or something, and I don't know, and it doesn't matter that I don't know, and I don't need to know, but I wouldn't be expressing this, nor would other non-dualists label be expressing this too, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Go on, then take that apart, rip it apart,
Well,
please.
no, maybe I just not, or maybe I just don't. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, one's own experience can't be really denied,
No,
at least not by the person. But the person would only, or would at least constantly confirm its existence, even
yes,
if it says that's the truth, that's my truth, and stuff like that. And it can't really deny that. But of
yeah,
course, I'd say that's illusory. I'd say
okay.
that. And that's
Who's
not denying it, but that's not an attempt to deny it. I don't.
no, I agree. Illusionary is not an attempt to deny it, but still there's an experiencer experiencing something energetically or what we don't know.
Yeah, and that's the dream.
Yeah, is in the experience of it. That sounds so paradoxical. I do apologize. I have not been
Oh,
taking drugs. I'm trying my best here to do what I'm doing. I mean, so you hold retreats
yep.
for and do they go in like is it like other retreats I hear about? I know like for Muji and Rupert Spira and others, they go and stay at places and talk. And so, how does your retreats work out? Let the audience.
Well, there. Yeah, I mean, retreat is a big word. It sounds way more serious
Mm,
than it actually is.
mm,
Um, well, yes, there are talks like kind of, but it looks a bit official, but it's just
yeah,
like where those conversations can take place.
yeah,
And then there's just a lot of spare time with hanging out, and sometimes we just play games like card games or chess, and
Yeah.
we hang out, relax, maybe drink a wine in the evening or something. So,
Have a giggle. I must. I must. I mean, it's got to be. There must be a lot of laughter around you.
well, I think it's quite funny at times. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
I
that's
mean,
it. Yeah.
it can be also intense for some people, but I think generally I shouldn't say this now, but generally it's kind of very joyful to expose the illusion as an illusion.
Yeah.
That suffering is illusory, seeking, all this struggle to become fulfilled or to become someone, that's illusory, and there's a relief and a release of energy around it. And
Yeah.
this in itself is kind of joyful, almost. Not for anyone. It's not trying to be joyful.
No. It
It's not
expresses.
trying to bring joy.
No. It just experiences without causation or. I mean, no, that's the wrong word too. I mean, it's the joy, the humor, and I can think, oh fuck, I did that. Oh my god, I believe this. I'm recalling now, and I can imagine in your retreats where you're just chatting normally and whatever, and
Mm.
and someone just, I don't know, something drops, and you're talking, and they go shit, and they start laughing because they think, I took that so serious. I mean, that was a lot for me. How
Yeah,
much
yeah,
how
yeah.
I took something, I would laugh at myself. How I can't believe I did that. Oh, but it's funny. And that's the joke that I was having for years. I know there's a joke. There's a joke where someone let me in on the joke, and that was what this experience. And then I got the joke.
Mm.
But I'm still unfolding in it. I'm not saying anything. Okay, I'm just Gloria. I'm not
Well,
teaching.
apparently.
Oh, shut your face. Yeah, apparently I'm Gloria. I'm not teaching anything. I'm not doing. I mean, it's a case. I'm just experiencing experience.
Mm.
And do you know what? These conversations, I love them because to me, when I talk, I find it as myself. I laugh at this expression. It's the same as if I asked you, seriously, Andreas, tell me the sex of a tuna sandwich. That's how funny I find it. It's illogical. It's so illogical.
Yes. Yeah.
I like the challenge of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Oh yeah, I get. Oh well, I think so. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't
Yes.
be doing what you're doing, and
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's still happening because where the physical body is still apparent.
Apparently doing what it does, and
Yeah.
yes. Oh, absolutely. Oh, totally. Of
We
course.
might as well have fun with it.
Yes.
You hesitated slightly there. Come on, dish it up.
Well. Yeah. To me, it sounded much. Yeah. I think this is a dangerous direction.
Okay, go on
Trying to
then.
have fun with it, but yes, it's not about anything, and
No,
so there is having fun and stuff like that, but it's not a direction.
I want to add to this just in case people misconstrued. This experience doesn't mean you can do anything.
Exactly, that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
right. Yeah,
Still,
I
there is what
picked it up.
apparently happens.
Yeah,
It's
I picked it up.
exactly.
Let me explain. Let me give an analogy,
Yeah.
not mine, to the audience. You can't do what it wouldn't happen anyway. However, there's a guy called Muji in Portugal, and he had someone asking him questions, and they were getting to the point where not quite, but it was fading, and they said to Muji, and this was an eye opener. So I can actually, if everything's an illusion and nothing's happening, then I can go and rob a bank and steal the money, spend it, go and enjoy it. And he went on, and Muji said, yeah, you can go and buy your cars, you can go and do this, yeah, if you want to. And he went, yeah, I can do this. I said, yeah. And then Muji went, however, you still have to go to dream prison. But you wouldn't even do that. Yeah, you wouldn't even do that. It doesn't do that. It
Well,
can't.
yeah, in the end, I would say there just isn't anyone who can
There isn't
do
anyone that would do
what he or
perceived
she
wrong.
wants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's only the illusionary identity that kills, maims, hurts, harms. Only the illusionary one.
Well, I think the dream is that there is someone who can consciously choose what he or
Yes,
she is doing.
yes, exactly.
I
But
think that
Andreas, you
isn't
wouldn't go and
anyone.
do any of that, would you now?
Yeah. Again?
You wouldn't, you now wouldn't go and do any of those things.
Oh well, yeah. Oh, of course not. But
No.
yeah.
I'm just for the audience to know,
Yeah,
even
it's just an idea that I can do anything I want is an idea.
is
There
an
isn't
idea.
anyone.
It's just an
Well, I
idea.
don't know if I'm not sometimes doing things which harm people. Not
You
not
don't
on
know, do you?
purpose, not on purpose.
Not on
Just small
purpose.
things at the
Yeah,
side, or people
yeah,
feel hurt by
yes.
some things. That's out of my control. But yeah, there is absolutely no need to rob a bank or to kill
No,
people or
no.
whatever.
But I mean, I'm talking about, they're saying this is like nihilism, or if there's nothing exists. No,
Nah,
no, it's not like that at all. I mean, I
that's
really want, I
a
really want,
purely theoretical position that
yes,
has really nothing to do with what this
yes,
points to,
yes.
with the aliveness and the wholeness and what that this is. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the reason I wanted you on the last of the 6 series episodes is because I knew I could ask you a question and you would come back and you say, no, it's not true. It doesn't. And then, and for me, it, it resonates, and I knew it would be right. I can't explain this. It's like also I'm checking myself out with you. Does
Hmm.
that make sense?
Oh
Do
yeah,
you,
of course. Oh yeah, yeah.
do you get that?
Yeah.
And I've noticed that in other podcasts, like, you know, there's no one to ask anything.
Hmm.
There's no one can teach you anything. However, I'm going to come in the juxtaposition now. You're me, I'm you. Whatever it is, it's one. It's no separate. There's nothing. So I'm thinking, I'm going to go in my head. I'm going to speak to Andreas, and what needs to be apparent will be apparent from.
Yes. Just
Do you,
from the conversation of it, just
yes,
from the happening of it. Oh, totally. Absolutely, of course.
and,
There's no direction, there's no intention,
yes,
but still there'll be what there is, and there'll be recognized what will be recognized, apparently, of course, only. And oh, totally, of course.
totally. That's
So,
yeah. You just express it better than I do. I'm just not having it.
well, I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? That's terrible of you.
I've been, I've been talking a lot recently, so.
Oh, bless you. You're getting it. You're mastering the language now. So, Andreas, rather, I called you Andre. Look at me. You got it right, then wrong. If people wish to get hold of you, and I've got to say, guys, as much as we two sound like two totally insane, multi-personality disorder, psychotics, if where can they get hold of you? Because someone in the audience, live or on the replay, may resonate with the way that you speak. I love the way you share this message. I do. Where
Hmm.
can they get hold of you?
Well, I think there's a website,
Yeah.
thetimelesswonder.com,
Mm-hmm.
and from that I'm quite approachable. You can write me via email. I'm on social media.
Oh,
There's
bless.
my phone number on the website. So I hardly pick up the phone, but you can write via WhatsApp or something.
Yeah.
So whoever's interested or resonates with this, of course, feel free to get in touch with me.
That's wonderful. I mean, I could talk to you forever and just keep unfolding myself. It's all about me here. Hello. Um, it's only about me. If you could leave me as well as the audience, here we go. Some message, okay. But before you do, I want to say thank you. That was the most easiest paradoxical conversation I've had.
That's a lovely compliment. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's lovely.
It was the easiest because I just feel, I don't know what it is, your funniness, your humor, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Of course.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? It's
Oh
just
yeah. Oh yes, of course. I mean, there isn't anyone. That's the thing. What's being reported here
yeah,
apparently
yeah,
just is the case. There
yeah,
isn't anyone, and
yeah.
no one cares, and there isn't anyone, and nothing
Nothing
matters.
going on. I mean, I could
Mm.
just see me sitting in a room or on your retreat, and I wouldn't even have to talk to you, you know. And you may have your wine, I may have a Baileys, who knows? And I'll just sit there, and I would just feel it. It would just be it.
It would just be like exactly. It just
It would
is
just
like
be
that,
it.
and it's
I
just
mean,
yes.
but we can't. We're not going into caves no more in the Himalayas for 20 years to be so. This is the script. It's something.
Yes. It has become so available, so approachable, so
Yes,
ordinary. This
yes.
that it's just this. That there's just
Just
what happens, and that it's how
normalized. It's normalized now. It's not
absolutely.
unattainable, hidden, and it's here. So that's the best I can do with my words. I can't find anything else. I can't thank you enough. And
Mm,
if you want to get hold of the timeless wonder, Andreas, I do, and go onto YouTube, guys,
mm,
and
yes.
go into YouTube. So I'm promoting you here, and listen to his talks. But if you just put Andreas's name into YouTube, where he's been interviewed by other interviewers, talking about this and how he answers every interview. I mean, I don't have questions; they just come in, and I just talk. Normally a load of rubbish, but it just happens, and I'm happy with me. Okay, doing my thing. But you really do come across. You keep your message consistent
Mm.
with love and joy, and you express it in a way that's just so beautiful. So thank you once again, Andreas, and what can I say? And to the audience, those who watch live, or if you're going to watch on the replay, thank you for watching the 6 episodes. It's just an offshoot that I've done on non-duality. I have no idea when, where, how, or what I'll be producing on all the podcasts, on Inception podcast, Open Minds podcast, and all the others. I don't know. And when it happens, it's going to happen, which is such a relief because there's no pressure.
Oh
There's
yes.
there's no deadline. There's no nothing. There's no,
Yes.
it's just a release. And yeah, until the next time we talk, everybody, it's bye from me and Andreas, and thank you for listening. Take
Thanks
care.
very much. Thank you very much. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Goodbye.